Let me ask you something, and I want you to really sit with it for a moment. How many years have you spent trying to make other people comfortable while quietly putting your own dreams on the shelf? How many mornings did you wake up with something burning inside you? A vision, a hope, a quiet knowing that you were meant for more. And then you walked into the kitchen, or picked up the phone, or looked at someone's face, and that feeling just disappeared. You didn't lose it, you gave it away. And today, I want to help you get it back. I am not here to tell you to be selfish. I am not here to tell you to stop loving the people in your life. What I am here to tell you is this: there is a difference between loving someone and living for their approval. There is a difference between being kind and being consumed. And there is a very important difference between caring about people and surrendering your destiny to their opinions. That difference is everything. And once you understand it, nothing will ever be the same for you again. Now, I have been speaking and teaching for many years, and in all those years, the one thing I see more than anything else, more than poverty, more than sickness, more than bad luck, is people who are mentally chained to other people. Good people, honest people, hardworking people, people just like you sitting right here today. People who never became what they were capable of becoming, not because they lacked the talent, not because they lacked the intelligence, but because they could never fully detach their mind from what others thought, felt, said, or needed. And I want to be very honest with you right now, with all the love I have in my heart for you. That attachment is costing you your life. You see, I have always believed, and I believe it with everything inside me, that the most powerful thing in this universe is not money. It is not connections. It is not even hard work alone. The most powerful thing in this universe is your own imagination. What you hold in your mind consistently, what you feel as true inside your heart, that is what becomes your life. That is the principle I have built everything I know on. That is what I have taught to thousands of people, and what I will teach you today. Your imagination is not just a tool. It is not just a hobby or a daydream. It is the creative force that is shaping your reality right now, in this moment, whether you are aware of it or not. Every single day, you are imagining something. The question is, what are you imagining? Are you imagining your own success, your own peace, your own abundance? Or are you spending most of your mental energy imagining what so-and-so is going to think, or worrying about whether you have disappointed someone, or replaying a conversation in your head that happened 3 weeks ago with someone who probably forgot all about it? If you are being honest with yourself right now, you already know the answer. And here is the beautiful, freeing truth I want you to hold on to today. You are not broken. You are not behind. You are not too old. I know many of you sitting here today are somewhere in the middle of your life. Some of you are in your 50s and 60s. And maybe somewhere along the way someone made you feel like the best chapters were already written. Let me tell you something with absolute certainty. That is a lie. Some of the most powerful transformations I have ever witnessed happened in people who had already spent decades living for everyone else. Because when a person finally decides to turn that energy inward, when they finally give themselves permission to focus on their own becoming, something remarkable happens. It is like a river that has been dammed up for years, suddenly finding its way through. The force of it is extraordinary. But first, you have to make a decision, a real decision. Not a wishful thought, not a maybe I should, not a one day I will. A committed, settled, quiet decision inside your own heart that says, I am going to do this. I am going to become the person I was always meant to be. And I am going to stop letting other people's noise drown out the voice inside me that knows exactly who I am capable of becoming. Now, detaching from people does not mean you become cold. It does not mean you push your family away or stop caring about the ones you love. Detachment, the way I am talking about it today, is an inner thing. It is a mental discipline. It means you stop making other people's thoughts and opinions the measuring stick for your own worth. It means you stop waiting for permission. It means you stop needing someone to believe in you before you believe in yourself. Because here is what I know about belief. When you truly believe something in your inner world, when you see it, feel it, live it inside your imagination, the outer world has no choice but to catch up. Other people's doubts about you only have power if you invite them into your imagination and let them take up residence there. But when your inner world is settled, when you have made up your mind about who you are and where you are going, someone else's doubt simply has no place to land. It falls away like rain off a roof. That is the kind of person I want to help you become today. Now, before we go any further, I want you to understand something very important about why detachment is so essential to success. Not just financial success, not just career success, but the deep, full, rich life that I believe with all my heart you were put on this earth to live. There is a reason why so many people who are talented, capable, and deserving never quite get there. And it is not the reason most people think. It is not laziness. It is not lack of talent. It is not even lack of opportunity. It is distraction. But not the kind of distraction you might be thinking of. Not television, not the internet, not idle time. I am talking about something far more subtle, far more damaging, and far more common than any of those things. I am talking about the distraction of other people's inner world living inside your head. Think about that for a moment. How much of your mental space right now, today, this week, this year, is actually occupied by other people, their problems, their moods, their judgments, their expectations, their unspoken disappointments, their needs, their voices? How much of your precious, God-given imagination is being rented out, completely free of charge, to people and situations that have absolutely nothing to do with where you are trying to go? For most people, if they are truly honest, the answer is heartbreaking. Most people are not even living in their own minds. They are living in everyone else's. They wake up in the morning, and the first thing they reach for is not a vision of their own life. It is a worry about someone else's opinion. It is an anxiety about a relationship. It is a memory of a harsh word someone said that they are still carrying around like a stone in their pocket. Heavy, unnecessary, and completely borrowed from someone else's story. And I say this not to shame you. Please hear me on that. I say this because I know this feeling intimately. I have seen it in myself. I have seen it in the eyes of countless men and women who came to me carrying everything for everyone except themselves. Good people, loving people, people who gave and gave and gave until there was almost nothing left to give to their own dream. If that is you today, I want you to know something. You are not weak. You are not a failure. You simply were never taught the most important lesson there is. And that lesson is this: you cannot pour from an empty cup. But more than that, you cannot build a life with your hands full of everyone else's burdens. Success requires space. It requires mental space, emotional space, imaginative space. It requires that you carve out a piece of your inner world and say firmly and lovingly, "This part belongs to me and my vision. This part is sacred. This part is not available for interruption." Now I want to tell you something about the way the mind works. Because once you understand this, truly understand it, it will change how you see everything. Your imagination does not know the difference between what is real and what is vividly felt. Whatever you hold in your mind with feeling, with conviction, with a kind of quiet certainty, your whole life begins to move in that direction. Your decisions change. Your opportunities change. The people you attract change. The way you carry yourself changes. Everything shifts from the inside out. This is not magic. This is not wishful thinking. This is the most natural law in the world. A seed planted in good soil, watered consistently, kept free from weeds, it grows. It cannot do anything else. It must grow. That is its nature. Your imagination works the same way. But here is the problem. Most people are planting seeds with one hand and pulling them up with the other. They imagine something good for themselves, and then they immediately let someone else's doubt or criticism come in and pull that tender little seedling right out of the ground. Before anything can take root, before anything can grow, they have already abandoned it to make room for someone else's reality. And they do this not because they are foolish. They do it because they care. They do it because they are sensitive. They do it because somewhere along the way they learned that putting yourself first was somehow selfish, somehow wrong, somehow a sign of a cold heart. But I want to challenge that idea today, gently but firmly, because I believe it is one of the most destructive lies that good people have ever been taught. Focusing on your own becoming is not selfish. Protecting your imagination is not cruel. Choosing to build the life you were meant to live is not abandoning the people you love. In fact, I would argue the opposite. When you become who you are truly capable of becoming, you have so much more to offer. You have more peace to give, more wisdom, more strength, more genuine love, because you are no longer giving from a place of depletion. You are giving from a place of overflow. Think about the people in your life who have lifted you the most. Were they broken people running on empty, constantly sacrificing everything for everyone? Or were they people who had something solid inside them? Something settled, something rooted. People who knew who they were, and because of that knowing, they were able to reach down and pull others up without falling themselves. That is what I want for you. I want you to become so rooted in your own vision, so settled in your own worth, so clear about where you are going, that nothing and no one can shake you from it. Not a negative comment, not a doubtful look, not a well-meaning friend who cannot see what you see, not a family member who loves you but cannot imagine what you are capable of. Because here is what I know about vision. It is personal, it is private, it is yours. And not everyone is meant to see it before it becomes real. Some things you have to carry quietly inside you, like a secret between you and God, before the world ever gets to see what you have been building. And there is wisdom in that. There is great wisdom in learning when to speak and when to stay silent about your dreams. There is wisdom in understanding that not every person deserves a seat at the table of your inner world. You are not being unkind when you guard your vision. You are being responsible. You are being a good steward of the gift that has been placed inside you. Now, some of you may be sitting here today thinking, Neville, this sounds beautiful, but you do not know my situation. You do not know how many people depend on me. You do not know how long I have been stuck. You do not know how tired I am. And you are right. I do not know the specific details of your life. But I know this, I know that tired feeling is not a sign that you are finished. That tired feeling is a sign that you have been carrying something that was never yours to carry alone. And I know that when a person has been giving for a long time, when they have been pouring themselves out for years and years, the idea of turning inward can feel almost foreign, almost selfish, almost frightening. Like you have forgotten the sound of your own voice, like you have been so busy being everything to everyone else that you have lost the thread back to yourself. But that thread is still there. I promise you that. It never breaks. It never disappears. It just gets buried under the weight of everything you have been carrying. And today, right now, in this moment, I want you to start finding your way back to it. Let me tell you about a woman I once knew. She was in her late 50s. Hardworking, faithful, kind to her bones. She had raised her children, supported her husband, taken care of her aging mother, given 30 years to a job that barely gave her a thank you in return. And when she finally sat down long enough to be still, she realized she had no idea what she wanted. Not because she was incapable of wanting things, but because she had spent so long responding to everyone else's needs that her own desires had gone completely quiet. She came to me not looking for money or fame. She came to me because something inside her was aching. She said, I feel like I missed something. I feel like my life happened around me instead of through me." And when she said that, my heart broke for her. Because I had heard those exact words, or words very close to them, from so many people. People who were good and faithful and deserving. People who had simply never been given permission to want something for themselves. So I told her what I am telling you now. It is not too late. It was never too late. The moment you turn your attention inward, the moment you give yourself permission to dream again, something in the universe responds, something shifts, not outside you first, inside you first, and then the outside follows. She did not believe me right away. Most people do not. Because when you have lived so long in a certain way, change feels impossible. It feels presumptuous. It feels like something that happens to other people. But she tried. She started small. She started giving herself just a few minutes each day of pure, uninterrupted imagination. She started seeing herself the way she wanted to be seen, not desperate, not depleted, but strong, purposeful, alive with direction. And slowly, quietly, things began to move. Now I am not telling you this to give you a fairy tale. I am telling you this because I need you to understand something with urgency, with real urgency, in your heart right now. Time is precious. Your time is precious. And every single day that you spend living inside someone else's expectations is a day that belongs to your destiny that you will never get back. I say that not to frighten you. I say that because I love you. Because I believe in what is inside you. Because I have seen what happens when a person finally wakes up to their own power. And I want that for you more than I can put into words. God, or whatever name you use for that higher power that made you and breathed life into you, did not place a vision inside your heart just to torture you with it. That vision is not there to make you feel bad about what you have not yet become. That vision is a promise. It is a calling card. It is the universe saying, this is what is possible for you if you are willing to do the inner work. And the inner work begins with one thing above everything else. It begins with detachment. Real detachment, not bitterness, not isolation, not shutting the world out, but a deep, peaceful, settled decision inside your own soul that says, I know where I am going, I know what I am building, and I will not allow the noise around me to pull me away from the noise around me. The doubt around me, the fear around me, I will not allow any of it to pull me away from what God placed inside me. And I need you to hear that word, God, because I want to talk about that for a moment. I want to talk about it honestly and simply, the way I would talk to someone I love, sitting right across from me at my kitchen table. So many of us grew up believing in something greater than ourselves. And somewhere along the way, life got hard. People disappointed us. Things did not work out the way we prayed they would. And quietly, without even realizing it, we started to pull back, not from the people around us, but from God, from that still small voice inside, from that deep knowing that we were loved and seen and held by something far greater than anything this world could throw at us. And I want to ask you today, gently, with all the love I have, is that where you are right now? Have you pulled back? Have you gone a little quiet in your faith? Have you stopped believing that good things are still possible for you? Because if you have, I understand, I truly do. Life has a way of wearing people down. Disappointment has a way of building walls around the heart without you even noticing it happening. One small hurt, then another, and before long you have built yourself a fortress inside, safe from more pain, but also locked away from the very blessings that were trying to reach you. And here is what breaks my heart the most. It is not the people who never believed. It is the people who believed deeply, who prayed sincerely, who gave everything they had to their faith and their family and their community, and then got knocked down so many times that they quietly stopped expecting anything good. They still go through the motions. They still show up, but somewhere deep inside, the hope has gone dim. If that is you today, I am speaking directly to you right now. Please hear me. That dim light inside you is not dead. It is waiting. It is waiting for you to come back to it. It is waiting for you to stop punishing yourself for the years that felt wasted. It is waiting for you to lay down the weight of every mistake, every wrong turn, every moment you wish you could take back. Because here is the truth about God that I have held on to through everything in my life. God does not keep a record of your stumbles the way you do. You are the one replaying those old mistakes. You are the one still carrying that shame. You are the one still whispering to yourself in the quiet moments that maybe you do not deserve good things because of what you did or did not do back then. But that is not God's voice. That is the voice of old pain pretending to be wisdom. Real wisdom says this: you are forgiven. You were forgiven before you even asked. The door was never closed on you. You closed it on yourself. And all it takes, all it has ever taken, is for you to turn back around and walk through it again. That is repentance in its truest form. Not a performance, not a punishment, just a turning. A quiet, honest, humble turning back toward the light that has been waiting for you all along. And I need you to do that today, not tomorrow, not when things get better, not when you feel more ready or more worthy. Today, right now, in the middle of whatever mess or confusion or weariness you are carrying today. Turn back toward what is good inside you. Turn back toward the vision. Turn back toward God. And as you do, I want you to do something else that might be the hardest thing I ask of you today. I want you to forgive. Forgive the people who did not believe in you. Forgive the ones who left. Forgive the ones who stayed but made you feel small. Forgive yourself for the time you feel you wasted. Forgive all of it. Not because those people deserve it. Not because what happened was right or fair, but because unforgiveness is the heaviest chain there is. And you cannot walk into the life God has for you while you are still chained to what is behind you. Let it go. Please, I am asking you with everything in me. Let it go. Not for them, for you, for the life that is still waiting for you, for the dreams that have not died, no matter how long they have been silent. Let it go so your hands are finally free to receive what has always been meant for you. And now I want to speak to you the way a father speaks to a child he loves more than words can say. Not with lecturing, not with judgment, but with that deep, steady, unshakable love that says, I see you, I believe in you, and I am not going to let you leave here today without knowing this. You are not too old. You are not too broken. You are not too far gone. You are not too tired. You are exactly where you are supposed to be in this moment, hearing these words, because something inside you is ready. Something inside you has been ready for a long time. And today is the day you stop arguing with that readiness and start walking toward it. I want you to make a decision today, a real one, a quiet, powerful, unshakable decision that from this day forward, you will guard your imagination like it is the most precious thing you own. Because it is. I want you to decide that you will spend more time in your own inner world, building, creating, seeing, feeling the life you want, than you spend worrying about the opinions and expectations of people who are not even thinking about you half as much as you think they are. I want you to decide that you will trust God again, fully, simply, like a child who knows without any doubt that they are loved, not because everything makes sense, not because the road is clear, but because that trust is the very foundation that everything good in your life will be built upon. And I want you to decide that you will be gentle with yourself as you grow. Change does not happen all at once. Some days will be hard. Some days you will slip back into old patterns, old fears, old habits of giving your power away. And on those days, I want you to remember this moment. Remember that someone stood before you and told you the truth in love. Remember that you are worthy of the life you can see inside your heart. Remember that God has not forgotten you, has never forgotten you, and never will. Go home today different than you came, not loudly, not with fanfare, but quietly different, deeply different, with something settled in your spirit that was not there before, with a new commitment to yourself, to your vision, and to the God who placed that vision inside you for a reason. Your best days are not behind you. They are ahead of you, and they begin right now.